Check, check.
Alright, yeah, so I don't know how long I'm gonna stream for because I was planning on going to the store later. So yeah. See, check, check, making sure everything looks good, everything looks good. Wow, what an incredible audience. Check, check. Check it, check, 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 check it, check it, check it, check. It's called Ball Pit. Yeah, so I usually only go to the store like maybe once every 2 weeks. So I probably am going later today. But I did a bunch of like chores today, and they took me out to go get like a nice burrito. So ah, what is National Disability Employment Awareness Month? What the hell is that? Dude, I need to take a picture of this. I've never heard of this in my life. Dude, I've been disabled for fucking over 10 years, dude. What the fuck? Like, what are you talking about? National Disability Employment Awareness Month? You just pull that out of your ass, Bungie? The fuck, dude? I've never even heard of that shit, dude. Bro, I've been literally living on fucking disability for like over fucking 6 years at least. I've never heard of this shit one time. I didn't realize you even fucking employed disabled people. I'll be honest with you, like, making a fucking living on Twitch is literally fucking impossible for a disabled because all it is a bunch of fucking embezzling gang shit. Like YouTube, I don't really understand like that whole factor, but like I'm just gonna be honest with you, like I really thought I was gonna be able to do something big on Twitch at one point, but I mean no, I mean like dude, there's no fucking disableds in any fucking gangs is the thing. You know, no fucking gang is gonna fucking treat a disabled person well. Let me see here. What the fuck is this shit? The fuck is this shit? look this up, dude. National Disability. I actually knew this lady. She was like straight up blind as fuck, dude. She was so fucking blind, dude. I've never seen anyone that blind in my entire life, and I've seen like plenty of blind people. Anyways, she was the most blind person I have ever fucking seen. And she still worked like fucking 8 to 5 every day at the university. And I used to have to fucking talk with her. She was my goddamn counselor for like 3 years. Like, bunch of bullcrap, dude. The hell is NDEAM? On the third Wednesday of October. What the fuck is that? That's the most random fucking shit I've ever heard in my entire life. The third Thursday of October? The third Wednesday? You gonna take me around to fucking hand out flyers? You gonna fucking help me hand out some flyers? Apparently I had to go to every fucking coffee shop and every goddamn bar, like within a fucking square radius, handing out flyers. That's what the fuck is to educate yourself and others? Like, yeah, what's the worst part about fucking being a struggling streamer who fucking lives off disability? I mean, I'll just be honest with you, straight up, right here, straight up, and be honest with you. I mean, I can either afford a car, or I can afford, stuff like this PC that I built, or this PC that I'm working on, or the other PCs that are in my office. Or this PC right here that I kind of just troll on, or any of the screens that I have in here. The screen that's right in front of me, $1,200. That screen over there, $1,700, probably 5 years ago. That screen, I mean, I had to pay for that screen. But both my switches, I mean, I had to, those, like, I wouldn't have been able to get any of this technology had I fucking bought a car and had to pay insurance every month and a car payment. Dude, it would have never happened. It would have been like I literally would have had to work myself to death, and I can only make so much money. Like, I can't make over like a certain amount of money every month, which is kind of weird. So I mean, they were thinking like, hey, about this guys will get a job, blah blah blah, get a job. It's like, well, I can either get a job or I can just be patient, and I'd rather just be patient because I mean, at least then I'm probably gonna be living well into my 90s. I mean, I think I can live like past 96 at least. If I'm living like this, bro, like I literally, bro, I don't have to do shit. Like, like you're gonna be looking at me, you're gonna be like, damn, that guy lived a long ass time, and be like, yeah, because I made the decision between buying a car and having to pay insurance and all that other shit, and then getting a job and like and working myself to fucking a pulp, versus just fucking being patient and buying things that were more patient based. Because like, I mean, this computer's on what, like maybe 4 times a week, maybe 3 times a week. Like, it's on 3 times a week, 4 times a week, and it's not even on for that long. Like, my switches, like, they're not even on that long. But the screen time, it's a lot lower than people would probably think. It's a lot lower because I realize that the screen it's not healthy. The screens they're not very healthy. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to know that shit. If you really want to know like what the problem was and why I was disabled, and you're like, oh, you don't seem disabled. It's well, I had a really bad problem with concussions in high school, which kind of led me to a university that I probably shouldn't have gone to. So I went to the University of New Mexico, but the problem was is that the University of New Mexico was in a really bad place whenever I was there, and I was trying to do a degree that was way harder than someone like me should have been trying to do. I should have been just trying to get a psychology degree. Instead, I was trying to get a degree in registered dietics, which is an RD, and it's a very difficult degree to get. I mean, to make a long story short, I did not get the degree. Instead, I ended up dropping out because I smoked some laced marijuana. So I smoked some laced marijuana and it ended me up in the hospital. And then ever since then, I've been like, I was in and out of hospitals and in and out of hospitals, and they put me on disability because they realized that there was something wrong with me beyond just smoking the laced cannabis. And what was wrong with me was I definitely had some issues with CTE, and it took a while for the doctors to really understand that I had, had three concussions, two which were class three. So two class three concussions in back-to-back years, and then another concussion that was probably like class two or class one. It wasn't very good. I'm not that big of a guy though. I'm only like probably 180 pounds, 175 pounds, 160 pounds. Whenever I was in high school, and the teams that were bullying me, like it doesn't really matter. There was just one team that literally targeted the fuck out of me, and I for some time my family were trying to get me to move from where I was going to high school. I mean, the whole dynamics was terrible. My sister, whenever she left to go to the Brown University, I was going to be a junior in high school whenever she was becoming a freshman in college, and she was like definitely someone who kind of kept me safe and kept her eye on me a lot. But whenever she went to Brown and was like really fucking far, because I mean, you really can't get further than that. So she was very, very far. That's whenever shit started just like hitting the fan, basically. And I got a concussion my junior year, and I got a concussion my senior year, and then I got another concussion at the end of my senior year. So but the two concussions, both of the class threes, they kept me out a month each time. It was fucking terrible. Like, bro, being out a month fucking sucks. Like, that fucking sucks. Like, there's nothing as bad as being out a fucking month, especially whenever, like, it really felt like the people who were targeting me, that they were just being, they were doing it on purpose, right? Like they were mad because my family had a nice ranch, and they were mad because uh, maybe they weren't like as naturally talented. A lot of them had to take like steroids and stuff. And I mean, them didn't have a nice ranch. What they were doing is they had cow shit ranches with like dairy, and then they had illegal immigrants working on the ranches. So like they had a bunch of fucking extra money that they could buy fucking guns and steroids and all kinds of ammo and shit. And like most of the guys where I was from, we only had like hunting rifles. Whereas like those motherfuckers had like assault rifles and like, oh, injure the other team fucking, Chinese gun and shit. Like, bro, like I'll just be honest with you, like it was not fun. And they tried to get me my sophomore year. They tried to get me to move to the city with my aunt, who's my godmother now, and we'll go to this private school, and they were gonna pay for like $30,000 like a fucking year to my godparents were gonna pay that money to keep me in this private school that won state for soccer 3 years in a row, and they were thinking that they could have won state in basketball at least once or twice had I gone there, because I'm still am a very incredibly gifted point guard. I mean, I've gotten so much better though. Is the crazy part. I mean, my disability is not as physical as you might think. It's more mental, and I'm getting better about it. I've definitely gotten a lot better about it once I started seeing like the right type of therapy. And people will be like, "Oh, really, blah blah blah." Yeah, I'd be like, I was like having to see a lot of different types of therapy, a lot of different types of therapists since I graduated high school, but not until I met this last one, who she first of all, she lets me do everything off camera in my room, not having to leave anywhere. That's the nicest part, because I do not like going in and seeing someone. But also like it's for like PTSD, and like I don't think that my direct family really understood like how traumatic some of that shit was. And if I was like smoking, pot in college, it was really because I had like fucking headaches and like was having issues with like, that type of shit. And that's what they did to fucking get over a fucking headache. If you had like fucking CTE, they would just be like, smoke some fucking cannabis. So that's what I fucking did, and it wasn't legal, that's for sure. Like things have changed since then, and they had problems with that, and there was like a whole fucking like 10 years ago, this city was a fucking mess because if you think it's bad now, it was at least, it was at least 10 to 20, maybe even 40 times worse than this. Because these motherfuckers were literally trying to get people to go insane to then feed them into their fucking medical system like that. Like that shit is fucked up. Like, but I mean, in the long run, does it just demonetizes me in a few different ways. Like I'm never gonna be like getting a fucking YouTube fucking plaque or anything. No, I mean someone would have to like go out of their way to fucking do that shit. But I mean like for me to actually do that and do it myself, like it's probably not right. Probably not. What saved me was it was my a few of my cousins. They realized that, and my especially mostly on my dad's side, they're really smart, and they were like they showed me some documentaries and they showed me how to like they showed me create neurogenesis and I mean my mom's side like they would have just been like, oh, go work out, that makes new brain cells. But what my dad's side was like, no, you actually have to, you got to do this and you got to do that. And it's like, what was like the worst part about it? Like, I mean, like, it really did feel like at some point that the university and the culture was they were just trying to screw over people any chance they got they wanted to, and the regent was back then was they were from out of state and they weren't good, and I think they were from like Utah or something, and they were just like they were like I mean it doesn't make any sense to me why you would make such a degree like being a registered dietetic. Why that would be such a difficult degree has me like in a question mark. Because it shouldn't be as hard as becoming a fucking doctor, but that's how fucking hard they had it. And I don't know why they would do that, but I mean that was like a fucking red flag number one. And I do one of my cousins who on my mom's side, they're from Arizona, and she's dating someone who's just doing the same who's trying to do the same thing that I was doing, like doing the same thing. But they're going to the school in Cruces where I was born, and my sister and I were both born in Cruces. So they're at NMSU where my parents met at the at the New Mexico State University, and I guess he's from Albuquerque though. So it's like that there's another red flag right there. It's like why do you have someone from Albuquerque, going to Cruces to get a degree like that? And then I'm like, okay, well, those are two wild red flags right there. I'm like, well, I should have gone to fucking Cruces then. But then even then, like, I think the main reason why I wanted to go to UNM was because they had such a hype basketball program, and I really liked basketball a lot. So I liked watching all their players, and they won their they were really really hype whenever I was at the university there, and I went to all their games, and I mean that was definitely the highlight of it is like going to the games and stuff. Like they didn't do shit in the tournament because I mean they're takes a little bit more than just I honestly think their regent was just being dumb as hell, dude. Like they could have done something in the tournament, but they needed to spend their money on like figuring out the tournament instead of trying to figure out a bunch of other bullcrap. And you'd be like, "What'd they figure out?" I'd be like, "Bro, I don't know why these guys, but for some odd reason, they spent more money on their football coach, um, whenever I was there than any other coach, which doesn't make any sense because their football program has never been good. They haven't been good since like 2000, 2001, 2000. Between the years of 2001 and like 2005, like they were decent. Like they had some good players. They made a bowl game in that span. But that's a long fucking time ago. Whenever I was at the university, it was 2011 to like 2000, 14 almost. And I was like in and out a little bit, but I mean, those first 3 years that I was there, like I was there, like and I could never understand why you would give that much money to a coach for a program that you've never done anything in. Is the crazy thing is my freshman year, it was either my freshman year or my sophomore year of college here. They they literally went and they had the best record and they won the regular season national championship for soccer. For soccer, they won the regular season national championship. So I mean, like, dude, they ended up losing like at home to Washington, University of Washington, like in like the second or third round, which didn't make any sense because you should have never lose a game like that at home. But their stadium sucked ass, and like, I mean, it was like they basically there was probably some high school places that had better stadiums than that and shit. And like, I mean, like they didn't like spend enough money to figure out or fix that game, in the tournaments. They spent it all on some bullshit fucking American football when I mean, why would you do that? It doesn't make any sense, dude. Because they really could have maybe made, won a national championship in soccer, you know, but they didn't because their regent was just a bunch of. I think that they were a bunch of white idiots. I don't know though. I can't even remember. I could have swore it was like some crew from Utah or some shit, and like they were like trying to do way too much. Like, I mean, it's one thing to do too much, but it's another thing trying to do way too much. So you're way too much is like you're trying to do three things whenever you really should just be doing one thing, right? Like, especially whenever you have such a small university, you really should just be focused on one thing. Like, if you're going to be focused on soccer, be focused on soccer. If you're going to be focused on basketball, be focused on basketball. But don't be focused on basketball and soccer because there's not enough people at the damn universities to get all the support you need. Like, if you looked up how small the university is, you'd be surprised. You need to understand this right now is that even the big schools can't even do that. So a school like Michigan, say like a school like Michigan or a school like Ohio State, like these massive schools that are like 4 or 5 times the size of UNM, they don't even try to do 2 or 3 things at the same time, right? If they're focused on basketball, they're focused on basketball. Like, oh, we got Tim Hardaway Jr., time to focus on basketball. And their football team fucking flops, right? Or yeah, it's like the same exact thing with fucking football. Like UGA is the same way. Like, dude, they understand that there's give and take, but they also understand that they have so many people, right? Like, these motherfuckers act like like the amount of people don't even matter. It's like, much less know that there wasn't a fucking give and take. Like, fuck, bro. Fuck, bro. Just get everyone on fucking disability or some shit. I don't think that was their plan, honestly. That's a fucked up thing. It's not nice to do that. So that was like 10 years ago. And like I'll be honest, dude. Like, it didn't make any sense. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna say I could have done a better job than that because, I mean, maybe like if I was like 10 years down the road, like I probably could have done a better job than that. I already know that if they had the regent that they had, the regent that I was working with, they would have done a much better job than that. Like, it wouldn't even have been funny, dude. Like they would have easily won the national championship in soccer, and you'd have like all these goddamn fucking crazy people acting like fucking soccer matters here and shit. But instead, they're all fucking confused, and I swear to God, they all just want to fucking do a bunch of fucking crazy drugs and shit. They want to act like nothing matters now. That's the goddamn problem. I mean, it's not really like the fault of anyone, really. I mean, I do think that it was a little bit, my dad's arrogance that kind of forced me to stay, because, like, in my sophomore year, my sister and my aunt were like, get the fuck out of there, basically. Because they realized that my goal was to go to Brown with my sister, but there's also a really nice college in Rhode Island that you can get into. Like if you're really smart, it's a second really good college that they have up there, and they realized that where we grew up was really conservative, and they were like, get him out of there, because if he wants to get into like the kind of smart college and then get into Brown later, that's definitely possible. You understand how that works? How you get into like I think it was Rhode Island State, RSU or something, Rhode Island State University. Actually, I have a shot glass somewhere from there because they gifted me one whenever I visited. Um, so I don't know where it is. It's somewhere, but they were trying. It's I didn't even get into Rhode Island State is the thing because my grades weren't good enough because my fucking brain was all fucking a bunch of marshmallow, and I didn't do very good on my tests. And I really should have done a lot better on my tests. That's for sure. But they didn't have me studying my tests at all. Like it was fucked up. To like find that shot glass. I think it was Rhode Island State University, and it's like a pretty small like university, but they had been known to help people get into Brown if they weren't like super good out of like the gates because I wasn't, as like I did a lot of sports and a lot of other stuff on the side, and my sister didn't do any of that shit. But it was she was like the only person, from that town to ever even make it to a fucking Ivy League school, much less a fucking liberal arts college like Brown University. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think that she made it, but she didn't live like a conservative is the thing. I mean, my dad and I were the ones doing all the conservative shit, and my mom, a little bit too, but she basically just fucking studied, like, is the crazy thing. And had I moved to and gone to this private school here, that I would have won, like all these soccer championships and like this and that. I probably would have like, had a lot better like studies, so I would have known how to do the hard tests, like the ACT and the SAT and all that shit. But my dad kind of forced me to stay, and we kind of been at odds since then. But recently he's been doing a lot better about that. I don't think he really understood that that was like a big opportunity for me for a long time. Because he might not have been might not have been like, oh, you wouldn't have got in. It's like, well, the thing was is like whenever I was visiting my sister, because I visited her a couple times whenever she was in at Brown, like that was kind of like our plan on the leaving. It was like get into Rhode Island State and then try to wiggle your way into Brown. Because even though I might not get an undergraduate or an associate's at Brown, I might be able to get like a bachelor's. But I mean, I was done. I was totally done with like the conservative lifestyle. Like I fucking hated it. Like I'll just be honest with you. There was a lot of shit I didn't like. Conservatives are just hella fucking racist, dude. Like I mean, you're just never gonna be able to fucking to convince me otherwise. Maybe like this new wave of conservatives are a little bit different. But I mean, back then, dude, like those motherfuckers were racist as shit, dude. Like, bro, because the town that targeted me the most, they were in my district. Like, we had to play them like 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 6 times a year in all the different sports that I had to play. And I'm just gonna be honest with you, dude. Those guys, they were really fucking racist. Like, it was basically like, oh, a lot of name calling on and off the fields. Like basically like because I wasn't willing to like make a deal with like a Tennessee steroid brand, like I'm retarded or some shit. Even though I'm just what, dude? I'm just fucking playing by the goddamn rules. Like the coach says don't do steroids and what? I say okay. Like my mom, she was a very strict school teacher, like she still is, like a very, very strict school teacher, and raised my sister and I to follow rules and shit like that. Like if the motherfucker says don't do steroids and gives you all these reasons why, and then some of the teams are doing it and some of them aren't, and the teams that are doing it are doing way better, then what? Like it's just a waste of fucking time at that point, and it just makes conservatives look racist as shit. Because I mean, if it's gonna be about a fucking steroid, then it's not about what someone's worth is. It's certainly not about their athleticism. It's all just about the steroid at that point. And the reason why I say it's conservatively racist is because those steroids are coming in from Texas and they're coming in from Tennessee. And you might not see that as like a Texas or a Tennessee or a conservative agenda, but it certainly is. Especially if you're going to corner the market on America's favorite sport or some shit. Just because they took a steroid that they're more likely to be successful in a game, whenever you're being told the entire time, K through 12 not to take the steroid. What they're like, oh well, it's a part of this like agenda. It's like, well, if they take a steroid when they're young, then they'll want to take a codeine when they're older, and then it's like it's just too much of a fucking conservative agenda at that point, because the codeines are like another fucking conservative fucking thing. It's all about fucking Arkansas, and it's all about fucking Missouri, and it's like, why are you taking the power out of states that are actually worth a damn? Why are you giving all the fucking power to a bunch of fucking stupid ass places like Missouri and fucking Arkansas, dude? Doesn't make any fucking sense. And if anything, you do have to realize that fucking Missouri is literally kicking everyone's ass in that game every 10 times out of 10. And you know what they're doing is they're making a bunch of fucking deals with a bunch of fucking Mexican cartels. So if you're going to say that fucking Texas or Arkansas even has a fucking prayer in that fight, it's like they don't. Walmart took over the Denver Broncos organization. They have so much fucking money, dude. They're like by far the richest owner in the league, in a league of billionaires. They're like they're 6'7", while everyone else is like 5'8", okay? Or like a fucking midget mostly, right? Some of them are like literal fucking little people. Other ones are like, 5'8", 5'6", and then you have fucking Walmart, 6'7", right? So like they can't even stop like a team from that's their biggest rival from winning back-to-back Super Bowls. Like how embarrassing is that? I mean, it's absolutely embarrassing. It makes Arkansas look fucking retarded as fuck and stupid as shit. It makes fucking Missouri look like the fucking top dogs, like they're the fucking head honchos. Like what's the difference there is, I mean, Arkansas are massively oppressive. They're incredibly oppressive. Whereas, what Missouri does is they literally make deals with all the motherfuckers that they can, and they try not to be oppressive as they want. They're smart about it. If they're gonna oppress someone, they're gonna be smart about it. Whereas, like, you can't just force someone to take a fucking steroid and then force them to also take a codeine. It's like, no, that's not the type of oppression that I would consider smart. I mean, you might be able to take a codeine into Mexico, after there's been like a huge rinse out over it in America, but you would think that Arkansas and Um, and like Colorado and like those places would be on board with that, but they wouldn't. Like Tennessee and them, they're just gonna be like, no, it's gonna be the same way it's always been, you know? Which I mean, it doesn't work for them, right? Because if you look at Tennessee, they suck at just about everything. There, you would never have thought that Vanderbilt would be the team that is actually good. The best team in their state is actually the Vanderbilt team. You would have never thought that. I mean it. I mean, if this were 10 years ago, you would have never believed that. If I were to tell you 10 years ago, like, oh, and by the way, 10 years from now, Vanderbilt's going to be the best team in the state of Tennessee for football, you'd be like, you would laugh at me, dude. You would actually think I was fucking funny. And if I also told you, I'd be like, oh yeah, and by the way, fucking, Walmart is gonna buy the Denver Broncos, and the Chiefs are still gonna be able to win a repeat even after fucking Walmart's putting up blocks and shit. You'd be like, what? Dude, you're fucking full of shit. I'd be like, no, dude, I'm being honest. Like this is actually what happened, and what is continuing to happen. I mean, you're not just gonna wake up tomorrow and the Volunteers are better than the fucking Commodores, dude. The Commodores are better than the fucking Volunteers. Why? Because, man. I guarantee you that the fucking the Commodores, they're not what, they're not still thinking that it's fucking 2008 2009 where everyone needs to fucking take their steroid and then at some point needs to take a codeine from their rival who they're gonna bang 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 and shit, and it's like there's a meta change. You understand how there's nerfs in Destiny? Like, oh well, this gun was good until it gets nerfed. It's like the same thing with their fucking bullshit pharmacy, but they don't want to admit it. They certainly don't want to understand that that can even be possible. Why else would someone like a Tennessee native like Taylor Swift totally jump ship to Missouri, dude? She had, I mean, if she's played her true colors, you know that she would be much more popular than she is now, right? She should have just stayed with her true colors in Tennessee and been like, "Oh well, Tennessee sucks. We suck at the game, but at least I'm, rich and fuck." Instead, she wanted to be like this Missouri fucking repeat, poster child, and then wonders why her fucking music sucks now. It's like, well, I'm not gonna be the first one to tell you that most of those, freak athletes have zero creativity to give you. They literally don't, because they're all a bunch of fucking basic pill poppers. Like either they're taking some lithium because they saved up enough, and it's like, so risky that that they might die in their early fucking 50s. Like some of these guys who are dying. Doug Martin just died. If you don't know who Doug Martin was, I mean, like I wouldn't be surprised, but I remember who Doug Martin was. I do. I do remember who Doug Martin was. I still do. And I just read the other day that he died. He literally he was like involved in some altercation with some police officers in Florida. And he died in the back of a fucking cop car or some shit, and they haven't released anything. How much you want to bet that motherfucker was taking all kinds of fucked up shit, dude? Codeine, steroids, lithium. Dude, what the fuck, man? Like, change the goddamn meta, bro. Like, how fucking stupid and fucking conservative can you fucking be? You know what you're doing is you're just giving people a reason to fucking die young, whenever some of us are actually trying to help out the longevity statistic of America. And that's one of the reasons why I don't like conservatives that much. Why I wouldn't side with the conservative party like that. Because I might just end up dying in my fucking early 80s. Also, another reason why I won't be an organ donor, because some fucking rich fucking conservative worth fucking 5 billion or 10 billion or $11 million or $20 million a year salary fucking CEO that doesn't even do jack shit is gonna fucking wreck me in some fucking car accident and act like he can steal my organs, and then what? Like they're fucking special organs or some shit because he's so fucking psychotic. Plus, my neighbors were conservative, and they were just terrible fucking neighbors, dude. I'm just gonna be honest with you. They were just some of the worst fucking neighbors, dude. Like, I mean, I'm just gonna be honest, dude. Like, bro, they should have let me. They should have let me go, but they didn't. They wouldn't let me. They kind of enabled my dad. They were kind of like feeding him into like some Budweiser bullshit, and it just felt like a lot of people were doing that shit in that town, and it was just a very conservative town like that, where the meta was fucking Budweiser for the fucking grown-ups and shit. They didn't realize that it was a fucking, a way to definitely make sure your son is a loser. A lot of them weren't smart enough to understand something as simple as like, well, my dad did Budweiser and I'm a loser. Most of them were just like, oh, well, we'll drink a bud or two together, like blah 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 blah. They were just really bad neighbors. Like conservatives are the worst neighbors you could fucking have, dude. I'll just say that right now. They don't want to fucking talk. They want to fucking beat around the bush, and they're hella fucking racist. I do believe the biggest problem, Arkansas and and like Kentucky and even Colorado right now, but I mean specifically Texas as well. The biggest problem that they have right now is they believe in dualistic ideology way too much. So like this is them. Oh, a minority can't make more money than me. Why? Because they're a minority. Or oh yeah, this person can't be smarter than me because their last name is fucking Chavez or some bullshit. Or like, oh well, like stupid fucking shit like that. Like, oh no, a woman is fucking better than a minority. Blah 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 blah. Give the money to the fucking woman who is fucking useless and has literally done nothing good for him, just because what we want him to feel oppressed and that like he needs to fucking change his name or some shit. It's really fucking awkward, dude. Like seriously, that's definitely Texas. That's definitely Arkansas. It's not Missouri as much. You wouldn't fucking believe me whenever I fucking say that. If if there's a reason why they fucking got oppressed like that and they gave up that repeat, it's because they're the ones fucking oppressing motherfuckers all over the place. Like how the fuck does Azuka get fucking audited, dude? Like the fuck, dude? You're gonna audit a good company like that? Why? Because a woman who is also a minority runs the company and she's doing a much better job than any of these fucking, hick retard white people? Like, is that why, or is it just because she's a minority? It's not because she's a woman as well. It's like, no, bro. Like I guarantee you right now, like, if there was a mistake that the conservatives had in their agenda, it's giving themselves way too much money and way too much fucking power because they don't share it. They don't want to share it. What they do is they fucking keep it to themselves. And then they use it as a way to fucking oppress people, whereas a lot of minorities wouldn't ever fucking do that shit. Does that make them not, worse than the minority? Absolutely, dude. Absolutely, it makes them worse than the minority. Like the whole fucking rhythm is this is, some of these games that I don't want to fucking help some of your teams win. If I don't help them win, what happens? And they lose, and then what? Then they just fucking take it out on me. But if they what? If they win, they still take it out on me, right? I got a fucking terrible bug bite after that fucking last win, and I didn't start helping until about like past halftime, like at the middle of the third quarter. And I didn't want to help them because I already knew that New York was gonna fucking attack me like that, and I already knew that fucking Walmart and Arkansas weren't gonna do shit to step in because they're a bunch of stupid, useless white people who don't know the first thing about helping a fucking oppressed person, much less a minority in general. Like they may be able to help a fucking black person become a good fucking sports player. It's like, here, take this drug. Here, take that drug. Oh, here, we'll help you like this. Oh, here, we'll help you like that. But they'll never be able to help someone who has a better hand because they themselves have never been capable or they've never learned how to do something like that. or they don't think it's important. But whenever whenever they don't do it, or whenever I get targeted to the point where it doesn't matter as much, like, and that's happened plenty of times, honestly. I really do think that it's upsetting though that for some odd reason you can give like a white CEO who doesn't do jack shit all day. You can give him fucking $20 million a fucking year to do basically nothing, and then at some point, all he does with that money is just find fucking stupid ass ways to screw over his entire state and or fucking following, and then he wonders why he's fucking depressed or why no one fucking likes him. It's like, well, you're not even using your money wisely. People just don't like fucking white people just for the sake of it. They like people who are smart, who use their money wisely. A lot of people don't really give a shit about what fucking race or color or what any of that shit. All they care about is if you're wise or if you're not. Because you might be able to think that you're smart or trick yourself to thinking that you're smart by having lots of money or by, pulling lots of strings so you can, have lots of money. But you do realize that there are other people that pull strings so they can help out a fucking team or a cause, not so they can have money. And I mean, there's like basically two types of people at that point, right? The racism, it's just, I mean, it's so obvious that Arkansas and Texas and Colorado are on the wrong side of that, right? Like you could look at a fucking Missouri fucking, crew like that. At least they have fucking respect for minorities. Whereas like there's no respect for minority. I'm just talking more like Mexican. Let's just say like Mexican. Let's just say like Hispanic, or I mean like you could say fucking Spanish. You could say Latino. You could say all that shit. But I'll tell you right now, Texas don't have enough respect for that shit. They don't. They have much more respect for themselves. They have more respect for a woman who's white than like a wealthy, Latino. I mean, I guarantee that, dude. I guarantee that right away, dude. Like that's so fucking obvious. Like, bro, you'll never be able to fucking fool me on that one. Maybe fucking 20 years from now, whenever Texas actually wants to win a fucking Super Bowl. They basically use their fucking hose as a way to fucking oppress fucking minorities, and for some odd reason they're allowed to get away with it, and I don't know why, dude, but I'll tell you right now, it doesn't even fucking help them that much. It's too obvious. It really is. If it helps anyone, it just helps out Missouri, dude. It's too obvious. Eventually there's going to be a rat that rats on them, because rats will always rat on another rat, and conservatives are definitely the rats, dude. End of story, dude. A good lib's gonna fucking get that fucking nose job, right? But a conservative, they're what? They're just gonna be a fucking rat. A rat will always rat on another rat. So like, who's the rat that's winning that fucking rat race? Clearly fucking Missouri, right? And they're the only ones who are just kind of like staying out of it, right? Like, you definitely have fucking Arkansas trying to push painkillers. You definitely have Tennessee and Texas pushing steroids. Like, what is Missouri on that spectrum, right? If they're trying to push that shit, they're not pushing it to Americans. Like, that's where there's a fucking difference, right? They understand that that shit is outdated as fuck and really kind of useless. Well, my dad he's a minority male, okay? That guy doesn't need to be fucking drinking Budweiser, dude. Like, the fuck is wrong with you? Same thing with my fucking grandpa. Like, dude, like, bro, like, at what point does it not become like a Missouri fucking issue? I really do think though that whenever alcoholism is involved, it, those companies, they get out of it so easily. Like, they never have to deal with accountability, dude. Like, this is a fucking alcohol company dealing with accountability. Okay, time to audit the company that's what? Trying to issue fucking accountability on us. And then what? Then people can't even fucking buy the fucking shit that is trying to hold the alcohol company fucking accountable. And you want to be like, well, blah, blah, blah. Well, it's just going to fucking end up hurting, like, some Mexico company or, like, like, some Mexico World Cup series. It's not going to hurt, like, the places who are actually worth a damn, like France. It's not going to help hurt, Argentina. Like, the two front runners right now, it's not going to hurt them because they don't push fucking cheap-ass, retarded-ass alcohol out their back door. Like, either they have, like, the very tippity top of the scale or they're just not selling it. Yeah, they don't want to say shit. Like, I guarantee you that there's at least two conservatives watching this channel right now, and neither of them are going to say anything in the chat, even though it's quote unquote some sort of fucking disability awareness month. They're just going to fucking gaslight me later this week or some shit, acting like it's fucking going to do me some good. It's just going to cause some pain in my arm for, like, next week. And, like, if the fucking Broncos don't win, then, like, later on Sunday, then they're just gonna forget about me, like, next week because they're just a bunch of fucking conservative racist idiots. Like, it's so fucking obnoxious. It's literally like the most fucking annoying fucking thing. Like, I'll just tell you right now, you would not enjoy it being in my fucking shoes. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You would not enjoy it. Imagine if you had to fucking deal with fucking stupid ass people like that constantly. Here, fucking take 20 wives. It's like, bro, what the fuck do I look like, dude? Take 20 wives? You're gonna claim that you're fucking conservative telling me to fucking take 20 wives? It's like, what the fuck, man? See, like, we're not even in the same fucking, like, ballpark or religion or anything. Like, you guys are what? Like, I feel like a conservative gets so much money and all of a sudden, like, they don't know what to fucking do with it. So then they didn't deserve it, so then they don't know what to use it on. And then whenever they start spending it on stupid shit, then they start screwing themselves over and sabotaging themselves, and they don't even understand why. Like, can you believe that Murphy's in that Arkansas would actually screw over Walmart that bad? Just because they wanted another $200 every year. Like, so you get $200 from one. Is it more about the oppression, or is it more about the $400 you got? Because $400 isn't even that much, dipshit. I'll tell you that right now. $400 and what? You're gonna give a repeat up to fucking Missouri? What, you get fucked by some Emma White or something? It's like, that's still not even fucking worth it because it's not real love. It's not real love, dude. How much did it, how much did you have to fucking pay her to fake her orgasm? Like, holy shit. My sleep schedule and my mom's sleep schedule were thrown off because that fucking Murphy bot wanted to fucking literally attack our Bluetooth speaker that's, in our living room for some odd reason. He knows that we have that. But I'm going to be honest with you, dude. You can't wake us up at fucking 9 a.m. if you need us to, or me to fucking pray at fucking 2. That's way too fucking early, dude. So, like, the fact that he fucking did that, like, dude, the guy is straight up retarded, dude. I'll just be honest with you, bro. He's just, like, R for what? R for retard? Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it, dude. I'll be honest, dude. Like, let's just be honest with ourselves, dude. How is that guy even still in charge, right? Like, how does someone from Walmart not just hit him off to the point where you could just put your fucking clone that's him in charge instead of him? Because that was really fucking rude. You don't wake me or her up at 9 o'clock by fucking making some dog sound like he's fucking dying, or make some fucking stupid ass hoe down the street sound like she's getting fucking raped or some shit. You guys are seriously fucking obnoxious and actual white trash. He's just mad that fucking Arkansas didn't win their fucking game or some shit on Saturday. It's like, bitch, make a deal then. Fucking come in here, fucking subscribe, and ask me to fucking pray for them. Otherwise, shut the fuck up and get the fuck away from my house. If you're gonna press me to stay in this fucking house, you just wait, dude. I'm gonna what? I'm gonna go calling to the Cardinals one day. You're gonna wonder why you get fucking beheaded in some fucking head-on collision, bitch.
You dumb fucks called my fucking genius recipe a generic red guy, and you got your fucking star 5-star recruit his arm ripped off. And if you think that for some odd reason Arkansas is just going to win a national championship out of nowhere after talking that shit, you're wrong. Not by oppressing me or oppressing my dad. You're just wrong, okay? If anything, you owe us a massive favor, and just feeding us fucking free booze is not a massive favor, you white retard. You stupid fucking supremacist piece of shit. You think I'm going to offer you a fucking national championship with all my biker shine? Absolutely not. You're not on my list to fucking help. No. You want to know why? Because you've never fucking helped me, because I don't fucking care for people who don't help me, because I don't have to. I have to care for people who help me, but not for a fucking bunch of white trash idiots who think that hurting other people who are not fucking white just because they are not white, oppressing them because they are not white, or just taking advantage of them and stealing stuff from them and acting like the stuff that they stole doesn't mean anything because of them as a useless, basic, white supremacist who's like seriously basic. Let's be honest, basic white supremacist doesn't understand the first thing about real creativity. Much less how to even make their own fucking guy. I'm sure their mommy or fucking daddy fucking or they had to hire some fucking priest to make it for them. And that's even if they're about it, which I'm sure a lot of them aren't, because I'm sure most of them are totally like about fucking killing, which is something that someone who is actually smart like myself, intelligent like myself and my family wouldn't do, because you're not supposed to be violent like that over a fucking sporting game. But for some odd reason, you empower all these white idiots who are just white trash and didn't have to do shit for half of their goddamn wealth, and you wonder why then there's people in different fan bases just start disappearing and shit. It's because, well, first of all, these guys don't even know what to do with their fucking money. And buying a Bogata Hitman is like $5,000, dude. How fucking cheap is that for fucking, someone who makes fucking $20 million a year, dude? That's so fucking cheap, dude. Like, holy fuck. It's more expensive to fucking, hide the fucking datters or fucking pay for, some police officers to look the other way, dude. Like, seriously. It's so fucking awkward. The oppression that you would fucking instill on people who are actually, genuinely creative and shit, it's upsetting. Like, you make the fucking coffees look like fucking Chief fans. Really, you do. And if they are Chief fans, then what? I have every right to fucking break her heart as much as I fucking want. Like, they're fucking racist. Like, bro, like, honestly. Just because they don't want to be, like, upfront about it doesn't mean that they're still not also racist. Hyping fucking Native Americans with fentanyl so your team can fucking play better on a half meth, half stevia cap doesn't make you, a fucking morally obligated, justified person. It makes you a fucking racist. It just makes you more of a fucking snake about it. They probably think that they're super fucking smart and that because they get away with that type of shit. It's like, well, I'm just going to be honest with you, dude. The whole point of sports, and I get a lot of people wouldn't understand this because some of them cheated and got away with it and were successful, and it was like really like the greatest thing that ever happened to them. But the whole point of sports is to be sporting. So you're supposed to keep everything within a rule book, and like that's like basically the whole point of it is to be sporting. You ever heard of the term sporting? Sporting and sports are like basically like the only point is like cheating and like coming up with different ways to fucking cheat and do all that shit on the side and stuff. It doesn't make you look smart. All it does is make the whole fucking game look stupid. And then you could honestly ask yourself why you can't even get 40% of America watching it on a Sunday. Because you can't. You really can only get what? Like 20, 30, maybe 30%? Like, dude, I've run those fucking numbers. Like, honestly, like, I have so many engineers in my family. Like, I really could have been an engineer quite easily. Being an RD is much more difficult than being an engineer. I'll say that right now. And I'll tell you, like, running those numbers isn't even that difficult, dude. Like, the difficult thing is to teach someone who's running the fucking game with a bunch of fucking stupid-ass fucking drugs that it's not going to fly, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of people aren't even willing to watch the motherfucker, because not everyone wants to do that shit. You might act like they all want to because you like it, but that doesn't mean everyone's going to want to or likes that. I don't like it. I don't like codeines. I don't. I don't like fucking steroids either, dude. I don't like either one, bro. Like, am I just a fucking normal American? Yes, I am just a normal American, dude. Of course I've had plenty of fucking codeines. Most Americans have had fucking codeines in their life, dude. But like, what do I have to say? Like, bro, it's like there's nothing special about them. They're just kind of a botched surgery. Like, if there's anything in that's more oppressive in a botched surgery, it's gotta. There's nothing more oppressive than a fucking codeine. Codeine, I guarantee you, has accounted for the most botched surgeries in like the history of the fucking medical science academia. I was actually watching this fucking YouTube, this guy, and he was having issues um, with one of the people who he was selling drugs to. He was having issues, and his issue was, he the dude just fucking got out of the car and just fucking killed a fucking 12-year-old, and like literally. And the dude who was driving the car who sold him the drugs, he um he was like, I probably wouldn't have done what he had told me, because he was just basically fucking, aiding him, like, like just doing whatever. You can't just fucking, get drunk and fucking do whatever the fucking, guy strung out on coke tells you to do. Like, you clearly can, and he knew that was wrong, and he was sympathetic about that because it's fucked up, because I mean, that's just a fucking innocent 13-year-old, Like, would that fucking 13-year-old deserve to get fucking shot like that? I mean, nothing. He didn't do anything to deserve to die like that. It's fucked up, right? Like, drugs just in general that are fucking, like, not audited drugs are usually a fucking disaster for a lot of different reasons. But I mean, if there's no tax, America's gonna want you fucking dead, or they're gonna want you in prison. And I mean, if you're hiding behind like 5 or 6 different aliases, it doesn't mean shit. If anything, you need to fucking help your better hand if they're willing to help you, because someone like me doesn't have to fucking help a bunch of fucking retarded ass people who think that they can push that shit. But I still do. Why? Because people have come to me and asked me for help. That's the only reason. And I'm not talking about fucking me or anything. I'm talking about like people coming into the stream and being like, hey, let's make a deal. And what? That's what happens. But they think that, they could just hoard their fucking, $20 million salary, or fucking, use it in ways that doesn't help me. But then they wonder why half the time I don't even want to fucking help them. Or they actually use it against me because I fucking, cut them off, because I finally fucking realize, who the fucking problem is, and I put them in my sights, and whoever fucking puts them in their sights because I put them in my sights, really starts going after them, right? Like some fucking retard who thinks that they're like in charge of the whole goddamn world because they fucking, have Missouri in their back pocket, but don't realize that, they might not, make it past 85. And if that fucking looks bad, it looks bad for America, you dumb fuck. If it looks bad for you, oh, maybe you don't think about it like that. But I'm going to tell you right now, America ain't going to like the fact that you only die at fucking 80, dude. I don't have to fucking, pray for some stupid CEO that doesn't fucking help me. If you're gonna fucking, bite me with a fucking bug, dude. Bro, that's like literally not even that bad compared to what I fucking am used to, bro. Like, if you think it's justified, absolutely not, it's not justified. What you're gonna end up doing is fucking making sure that your fucking Razorbacks get their ass kicked again this week. Just wait until my fucking my goddamn governor fucking puts up those fucking walls, dude. She's gonna put up a fucking barrier that's gonna like make it so that your stupid fucking racism can't touch me regardless if I help you or not. Cause your whole thing is like, oh, you have to help us, otherwise we're gonna fucking get you, or we're gonna get this, or we're gonna blah blah blah. Like you're like trying to like hold me ransom for some odd reason, and say that the only reason why I have to help you is because you're holding me ransom for some odd reason. Whereas that's not how it fucking works, dude. You get help from someone who is of faith by fucking helping them. If you think that fucking enriching me and giving me a fucking shot to fucking make you look good, or some stupid hoe look good, I'm just gonna be honest with you. That's not help, dude. It's not. I've been very adamant about coming, like saying like stuff about, hey, if you want to fucking make a deal like that, you have to come into this chat and you have to fucking, subscribe and say, hey man, can you do this for me because I subscribed? That's the only way it fucking works. Otherwise, you're just putting yourself on the fence and you're throwing me under the bus. And I get it. You probably don't even want to fucking help Arkansas because they're such useless fucking code, so outdated and so stupid. Like literally, like hurting the fucking longevity stat of America more than anyone, right? Like more than anyone. Like you realize that you're not very smart if you're not willing to like adapt. I mean, you might not be like, oh well, we're not gonna evolve. I'm not saying you gotta evolve. I mean, if anything, the medical science and the academia of fucking like anthropology would say that you have to evolve. I'm just saying you gotta adapt, bro. Like, look at some of this shit. Some stuff like, bro, there's stuff that has been around for like 100 years, and how fucking useful is it? Not very useful. You can't even use the same antibiotics that we used fucking 50 years ago. Like, bro, like, what makes you think it's any different with any type of fucking medicine? Like, it almost feels like what they're doing is they're fucking killing people and then using that fucking as like some way to fucking make their fucking drug feel good. And it's like they're hyping it by killing Americans, which doesn't make any fucking sense. I guarantee you Missouri doesn't do that, dude. They don't do that shit. If Arkansas and fucking Tennessee and fucking and Texas are doing that shit, or like, bro, like there's no way, bro. You're just never like, look how you have the like literally one of the most hype fucking what is it, one of the most hype coaches and one of the most hype fucking quarterbacks in the SEC, and still you look worse than Vanderbilt, dude. And they don't have either of that, dude. They got a fucking they got Dude, they got like, dude, no, where, dude, they got some fucking, Berkey bullshit, and then they got some guy that looks like he just fucking jumped out of a fucking, Unreal Portal somewhere, dude. Texas is like literally paying their fucking player like 10 times of what Diego is getting, and their coach like 5 times of what, the other dude is getting, and what they still look way worse. And why is that? Well, I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now, dude. Vanderbilt isn't gonna go around fucking killing people to make their coding feel good, dude. Like, if Texas is like seriously having problems with steroids, dude, it's like, bro, they're that's not even the least of their fucking problems, bro. Like, these motherfuckers don't even know the first thing about like sustainable energy. They certainly don't know how the fuck to handle half of their goddamn fucking minds. Bro, if you're gonna fucking have minds like that and not even put restrictions, dude, why would you even want to fucking move to a place like that, Like, bro, like, I honestly feel like having minds like that is incredibly, it should be regulated. It's incredibly difficult, but honestly, it's difficult on the fucking locals. If you don't have sustainable energy, then there's no point of even having fucking minds like that. Like, literally, it's one of the stupidest fucking things. This is my argument right here. Well, you know, you have all that sun, you have all that wind, but you're just gonna fucking draw it from the same grid that the fucking other people are doing. You're not gonna fucking make it self-sufficient. Then I get to watch a fucking YouTube about how fucking living in Texas sucks so bad because you can't even get fucking running water in some places, and you can't even sleep in other places because because of the goddamn radiation and noise and the fucking they use fucking what is it? They use the goddamn fucking water system that regular people use to cool their minds. It's like, what the fuck, dude? Are you conservative a little bit, bro? Like, you're just trying to kill these elderly, bro. Like, these motherfuckers don't care about 100 degrees, dude. Like, not even 98 degrees, dude. They're like stuck at like 75 degrees, bro. Hard stuck, bro.
just for fucking enabling him to fucking drink like that while I'm literally praying my ass off, like doing at least 500 times the amount of prayers that he's been doing. Just for that alone, that's incredibly oppressive to me personally. You're not appeasing me. You're not appeasing him. You're just gonna get the fucking Lobos ass kicked in the pit like that. I'm surprised that any of those motherfuckers can keep their job after that. I'm surprised you all don't get fucking canceled by their culture on that. Because you're enabling him, and then he's being abusive to me. And if I'm willing the team, and I'm doing way more fucking work than you, and at any point, not to mention, rigging and fixing things in a lot of different ways. Like, bro, like, I'll just be honest with you, like, you all deserve to get canceled. Like, honest, end of story for that. Because you know what you're doing is wrong, and you continue to do it, and you act like you're above it, and you're not. You act like my fucking help doesn't matter, but then you're gonna fucking bring a drone over here to piss me and my mom off in the morning. Yeah, okay, that's a little bit contradictory, but whenever you fucking, are wigless, wondering, in hell, oh man, maybe I should have fucking, done things differently, then what? I'm gonna be the one looking down at you and oppressing your ass. I'm gonna be fucking Satan in that scenario. You think you're fucking Satan? It's like, no, you're not. You're not Satan. You're just some stupid idiot trying to take advantage of a bunch of fucking minorities whenever you don't even need to. You already get fucking $20 million a year. Why do you need to fucking take advantage of minorities? You have no fucking reason. It's like, you know what? You have every reason to get canceled, though. I'll tell you that. He should not have been buying or accepting any alcohol from that station, and I'll tell you why. Because Georgia could have won three in a row had I just stayed at home that week that he fucking forced me out to go hunting with him, even though I had planned and I had told him I wasn't gonna go, and he still forced me out because he was being a fucking, strung out alcoholic. I mean, the fact that Georgia is just gonna murder the fuck out of Arkansas is so irrelevant, dude. It really is. I think this is gonna be the last one. Then I gotta flake. Yeah, who the fuck is like supposed to be controlling Taylor Swift anyways, dude? Like, get your fucking Tennessee white trash on a leash, bro. Like, you know, like if you're gonna be from Tennessee, be from Tennessee. Help the fucking Tennessee people, okay? Let the Missouri people help themselves, dude. They don't need fucking help from Tennessee as well, dude. How much more fucking white and racist do you have to be, in that fucking Midwest, conservative ratio? You just gotta be way more fucking, white and racist. You just add like all of fucking Tennessee that knows, Tennessee sucks ass because their steroid is super outdated and just is terrible for the fucking sport. Like, I mean, in so many ways, dude. It just makes the game fucking impossible to fucking watch, bro. Like, no one wants to fucking watch that shit, much less sign their fucking children up to fucking play a game like that, bro. Like, bro, like, serious, dude. Like, I remember they were trying to get me to fucking take a steroid. Uh, my Whenever my sister had left for the university, I had made some money. I made like $2,000, 1,500 at a video game tournament, and it was kind of a big tournament. And then another 500, working like an odd job, like pulling thistle basically is what most of it was. Pulling thistle, chopping firewood, like real gritty shit. So I had like maybe like $2,400, right? And they were trying to get me to like literally spend it all on fucking steroids. And they fucking they got me to this website, and it was like, oh, this is where blah blah blah. You gotta send it here, blah blah blah. Like, and I was just like, man, what the fuck is this, man? Like, you literally were telling me like not to fucking do this shit, and now you're fucking telling me to do this shit. Doesn't make any fucking sense, dude. I'll just be honest with you, bro. Like, it's just literally it ruins the fucking game. There's nothing sporty about that. And my dad never did it, and what like some people say that if their dad don't do it, then usually they don't. Maybe the fucking the people who really like football a lot are trying to keep up with the black people who are just way fucking better. But I'm just gonna be honest with you, dude. Like, if it's their thing, it's their thing, right?
You don't have to make everything your thing, right? Like if it's their thing, it's their thing, right? If it's their thing, it's their thing. You know, you don't have to make everything your thing, and that's one of the problems with like ignorant fucking white people is that's what they do. They'd want everything to be their fucking thing, and it's fucking awkward as shit because realistically, dude, like if it's their thing, it's their thing, okay? Like, bro, like, you know, like it's for them, right? Like if you want it to be about you, then what? Like fucking, you know, work 5 times as hard. I don't know. You know, get with them, hang out with them, fucking, you know, learn their ways. I mean, a lot of them won't even, they're not even willing to take like a fucking, you know, like a fat ass, you know, black mommy jammy, you know, up on their fucking, you know, payroll. You know, like a big mama Jew, you know, like, you know, real classy, real classy, you know, with the eye, you know, swinging around and fucking the ale or whatever. None of them even want to, you know, put that on their fucking resume, much less, you know, keep it just behind, you know, under the table, you know, out of the books. But they're totally fine with, you know, killing their fucking family with a steroid or, you know, forcing a shit ton of fucking suicides in their, you know, home state because their mom can't die and they're forcing suicide with, you know, millions and 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 millions. Like, oh, well, we didn't have enough suicides this month to keep your mom safe. We're going to have to murder these people. Like, what? You know, what's the fucking point? What's the fucking point? I'll tell you what the point is you just don't want people to fucking watch your fucking sport. Like, I feel as if a lot of people would be like, well, basketball is blah, blah, blah. Well, you know, basketball is easier to watch. I'll just say that right now. It really is. Football is really hard to fucking watch, and I way rather would watch basketball. Like, at any fucking level, dude. Like, fucking, you know, any level, like fucking Pee Wee's, the fucking NBA, fucking, even like, you know, fucking ancient Globetrotter shit, dude. Like, I would way rather watch fucking old school and one mixtapes than have to watch fucking half the goddamn fucking high school athletic sports American football because it's just. Ah! Well, my point is thinking that people can be drunk on the street is not justified for any money. It just isn't because then you have people who are fucking dealing drugs, you know, drunk on the street, and then people are fucking, you know, young children die and shit. It's like, bro, like I said, that one story, it really does kind of hit close to home because he's saying like, oh, I wouldn't have fucking helped this guy out had I not been drunk. I would have just fucking, taken control of the situation and took us home. Because the guy was so coked out of his mind. The dude who fucking killed the kid, he was so coked out of his mind. He was in the passenger seat, and he had this like crazy gun. And I mean, he was so coked out that he just thought everyone was the person that he hated. He thought a car before that was the person that quote unquote robbed him. So like he's like trying to fucking like perp someone like a fucking detective or something because he got robbed for something, and it's like what the fuck did he even get robbed? Probably not. He's probably just fucking strung out on a shit ton of non-tax bullshit. And if anything, the state just wants to put him in the fucking, prison system because he's sided with no tax. And they always do that. They always want to put the motherfuckers who side with no tax in the goddamn prison system. Because I don't know that, like, serious, dude. It's like side with tax, dude. I guarantee you they're not gonna want to fucking take you to prison. Like, that's like one thing I've fucking noticed. But I mean, he's just looking for a reason to go to fucking prison, is what I'm saying. Like the fact that he killed a fucking 12-year-old. This is the crazy thing. He was a white guy. That's the crazy thing. He was a white guy, and his dad was in the FBI. His dad was an FBI special agent. An FBI special agent? His dad was that, and he kills a fucking 12-year-old because he's coked and strung out on alcohol? Bro, like, come on, man. No. It's not justified, dude. It's not right. It really sucks, dude. It really does. Like, just blame the fucking, his Mexican dealer. It's like, no, it's not. Like, but dude, the dude what? Like, the Mexican dealer was very adamant. He was like, oh, I've never even done drugs. I just sell them. And I know, I understand that. People are like that. They really do be like that. Because they fucking listen to that fucking bullshit. The fucking like Tupac and shit, and they act like it's like real fucking church and stuff. They're like, oh yeah, bro, never get high on your own supply. Like 10 crack commandments. Yeah, dude, that's fucking religion to me. They think it's like fucking religion and shit, and some of the stuff that these dead rappers have talked about. They don't even relate like, oh, this rapper is dead. Maybe I shouldn't sell anything non-tax. They think, oh well, this rapper was so fucking famous. So let's live life the way he fucking planned it for us, right? And they're like, oh well, I don't do drugs because I just sell them. Well, that's like smart like him. It's like what? Like seriously stupid. It sucks, dude. I mean it really sucks because I don't mind the FBI. I kind of like them a little bit. I'll just be honest with you. And same thing with the CIA. I wouldn't have gotten hype tools if I didn't like the CIA. You think I could have made my own Etsy tool, dude? I really could have. I could have got a tool on Etsy. I could have spent all my money on Etsy, bro. And instead, I fucking went for the hype one and I found out they were in Charlotte and what? I mean, I don't hold it against them. I understand that the CIA is an interesting benefactor there. Like, do I like the CIA? Yeah, I mean, I like the CIA now. Like, did I like them before? Like, yeah, I did, kind of. Like, I grew up kind of liking the Carolina Panthers a little bit. Like, you could say whatever you like about their owner. Like, I don't really care what you say, but, I mean, at least they have some decent hype tools. Like, I'm not trying to, sacrifice my mom with a goddamn because, well, I don't think that alcohol is the cure for whatever the fuck COVID has us. And we all have fucking coughs and shit. Like, bro, before COVID, it was not this bad. I'll just be honest with you. So thinking that alcohol is gonna be the cure for that, it's just not, dude. It's not. If you just want everyone to fucking die because you're so rich, just know that if everyone fucking dies, dude, you're gonna have to fucking mow your own lawn, bitch. You know? Time to mow your own fucking lawn. Yeah, time to what? Oh yeah, time to fucking go get your own groceries. Yeah, time to what? Time to fucking work in your fucking orange factory to make your own goddamn orange juice. Yeah, why? Well, we're all dead, bro. Like, bro, it's, like, you can't just, like, be like, well, time for people, all the fucking middle class people to die. Well, I know that things are gonna get a lot harder on the fucking higher, on the fucking elites then. Goddamn, dude. You act like the fucking immunity of a bunch of, immigrants is gonna be better than that of a bunch of fucking Americans. It's like, no, dude, you're what? Eventually, they're gonna be like, bro, it's better where we were. You don't have to deal with the culture of all these fucking crazy white people who have gotten down with just about every fucking, European shitter and their fucking Ferrari's baby mama as well, dude. Like, oh, she was just spotting. It's like, oh, what the fuck, man? I grew up thinking that a Denali truck would be a good idea. Got her daddy's money, her mama's good looks, raving stash of comic books, wild imagination, college education, add it all up, it's an endless combination. Bam, 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 bam. It's pretty bad, dude. Like, it sucked, man. Like, there's got to be something to help us with our coughs, dude. It's not the alcohol either, dude. That's not helping, bro. I have it. My fucking dad has it. My fucking mom has it. Like, I think like everyone I fucking know has it, dude. It's like, bro, like we can't all just fucking die because we got COVID, dude. Like, you can't take fucking 20 years off my life and have me fucking having a cold for the rest of my goddamn days, dude. Like, it just no, bro. I'm gonna what? I'm gonna have to fucking fight you on that. Live with an appeasement. You don't live with an appeasement, dude. It's like, what the hell are you doing, bro? It's like I was born in Cruces. Both me and my sister are born in Cruces. So I mean, if you're appeasing just my dad with fucking alcohol, like, dude, that's not an appeasement, dude. You're surprised that that game even went to OT. It's like, bro, I'm literally double crossing those motherfuckers, and what? It still means nothing because the only person who is getting a piece in that situation is my dad, not my mom, not me, and not my sister. You're literally like 1/4 of a fucking, three-fourths, issue. Like the only reason why you can even claim a 50-50 tie there to go into overtime is because my left hand or my right hand might be claiming my sister. Like, so if I'm claiming her fucking prayer there, then what? You might as well be saying that my sister and I are both praying at that point. But what, dude? Like, fuck you, man. Fuck you, bro. I bet you don't fucking do that shit. The fuck makes you think that like I want to do something like that, bro? Like I feel as if all they would need to really do is appease, at least my mom, me, and my dad, and what? Like, dude, they win that game 10 times out of 10. Like, that's such a stupid loss, bro. Like, I swear that's just like the worst loss you can fucking get. Like, I mean, that's probably the main reason why she didn't sign us up for another regency because she had the option to renew her regency to take on another like 6 years, and it would have been really nice for me and my family, but because my dad's alcoholism that's being enabled by that stupid fucking Murphy garbage and that stupid Circle K garbage and your Arkansas retards and your stupid fucking Canadian idiots, you have to understand that what it was very oppressive to me personally, and I'm gonna be angry now because I wanted her to take another regency because I liked going into that box and hanging out up there and hanging out with those people and dealing with the regent, and it was really fun. But because you just want to be a fucking stupid asshole and a bunch of oppressive idiots, I mean, I'm sure you'll get what's coming to you. Honestly, I'm sure you will. I bet you don't believe in heaven, but what? But whenever people fucking bring up hell, you fucking cringe. And not all Catholics believe in forgiveness, just so you know. That's a priest thing. Priests believe in forgiveness. Not all Catholics believe in forgiveness, just so you know. Just so you know. It's not justified to say, oh, all Catholics they believe in forgiveness. It's like no. That's a very personal thing. Forgiveness is something that is incredibly personal. And a lot of times faith doesn't drive us to forgive constantly. There are plenty of examples in my life where faith has deterred me from forgiveness even, or even caused animosity in my life. I know the priests are the ones that really preach that shit though, like, bro, like, yeah, okay, yeah, right now, all right.